So as I got older, I kind of felt like what the definition of success was changed. It wasn't, you couldn't put a monetary value on that. And it more so became me understanding that success was finding something that you were passionate about and then making a way to be able to do that thing for the rest of your life, whatever that is. And for me, it was creating, initially through the channel of music that I knew was gonna eventually grow into film because of my love of film, like more so being on the back end of film, doing production and stuff like that. Um, and I started this journey in 1999. So 2003 was kind of a big year for me. It was the year I met the Outlaws initially and got, invited into that circle. But even bigger than that was meeting Chris Starr of CSP Music Group. Chris was at the time, I didn't know what Chris was, but Chris was an engineer, a producer, a mogul, a business guy, publisher. He was doing everything. And he happened to get a copy of Through My Eyes, the original copy that me and my brother had did in our apartment, recording in the closet with clothes still in it and everything. And Chris heard it and he thought that it was dope. He thought that it was unique. And the only thing it was missing was the quality. That's what he provided, He invited us to a studio. And when we got there, we got to, have a quick conversation before we got into any business. And I found out that Chris didn't work with any rappers at that time. He hadn't worked with a rapper in like 5 years. He was mostly dealing with R&B, pop, and gospel groups, which is a lot of what he still deals with to this day. But when I met him, he told me that he hadn't dealt with any rappers in 5 years. He hadn't recorded anything like that. The last rapper that he recorded prior to me was DJ Quez, which, was for me an honor just to be the next rapper after DJ Quez, one of my favorite dudes out there. So me and Chris locked in and we started working and recording. Eventually he started producing for me. And I learned a lot working with Chris as far as being a professional artist and how to carry myself and how to conduct my business, being an audio engineer. Like I was learning the beginning aspects of that, something I eventually went to school for and, still do to this day. And just about how to maintain being an independent person in this industry. And that was what stuck with me the most, what Chris told me. He kept telling me, stay independent as long as you can, Q. And he explained to me why in detail, and I did. I stayed independent through everything that was going on, the good, the bad, the ugly. There were times when I would sit back and think, damn, if I would have just stayed on my regular path of hustling and, creating other businesses and working, I'd probably be way better off. But there was no passion in that. There was no purpose in that. So I took this path, stayed on it, still on it. And it's wild that 21 years later, full circle, me and Chris are now back about to do business again, and it's gonna be great for me this time. It was great the first time, because Chris actually produced the full Through My Eyes that I released, my first official album that I released. He produced the entire album initially, but I took some of the songs off that he produced, stuck them in the vault, and replaced them with some that my brother Nando did. I think like 7. I think I ended up putting like 7 songs. There was a lot of songs on that album, like 16 maybe. But yeah, man, just knowing that I stayed independent after what Chris explained to me about being independent and about what I had as an artist, and I stayed the path. That's what you have. I stayed the course. That's what you have to do, man. Like, there's no way you can have passion about something and then, if it doesn't work in the first 4 or 5 years, 6 years, you give up. You're not that passionate about it if you let go that quick. Regardless of what other people are saying, you have to stay the course if this is what you believe in. So look for some really big things that's coming very soon. Shout out to my homie, Chris Starr, the mogul, the businessman. This dude's a genius, man. I know I've sat one-on-one with him a lot of times, man. Chris is a very intelligent dude, very sharp, And for me, if anybody who follows me, my evolutionaries, being smart is cool, but being sharp is better. So he's definitely a sharp dude, man. And just look forward to these big things we got coming in the near future, man. CSP, I see you.